Morning, Chair.
Good morning.
And committee members. My name is Jerry Edlau. I initially signed up testifying by my own behalf as a resident, but I'm also an owner of a pest control company and a concerned small businessman. I think there's two different things that we misunderstood. Number one, that all pesticides are bad, and some of them are bad, but the fact that this legislation is going to put everybody out of business, I don't think so. It's going to impact the small businesses, and that is a real concern. Our industry has kind of gotten away from pesticides, and right now the only restricted use pesticide we have is used for tent fumigation. Other than that, a lot of baits and very safe products. I don't want to get into the training part because, you know, it's been said, all certified guys, what they have to go through and et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. But I'm concerned, mainly, I think the intent of this legislation is good. My concern is the buffer zones. That's going to create a whole bunch of unnecessary things as far as notification. If I was to fumigate a house across the street, I would have to let everybody here in this county building know what's going on. I mean, that's going to be hard on a small business. As far as notification, I mean, we as an industry, what we have developed is a sensitivity list. And if we come across a client that is sensitive to chemicals and wants to be notified if any work is going to be done in their neighborhood, we put them on the list. This is statewide. I personally have put 3 people on this list of Maui. And I think Maui we have probably about 6 people. But we are concerned. It's not that you know, we go out and just spray and not care. I think even Monsanto, I mean, they have some degree of awareness as to what they do, but I do strongly believe in the disclosure. I think everybody has the right to know. And, you know, being a pest control operator, I notify people on my list if I'm going to be in the area. And if we go do a job and there's people or kids playing in the yard, you know, my technicians will go next door and says, hey, we're going to be doing this, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And if it's a problem, then, you know, we can reschedule or whatever the case may be. But I think the intent, Ms. Cochran, is good. I believe in disclosure and the right to know. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edlau. Any questions for the gentleman on his testimony, Ms. Cochran?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Mr. Edlau, for being here. So, as pest control, so my question to you is the amount of usage that your company, because you said you're a small company,
Right.
You use pesticides.
Yes.
So you read the bill and you saw the amount that
Yes.
triggers,
Yes.
you know, the whole thing.
Yes.
So you fall into that category.
No, because I don't use restricted use chemicals.
Oh, okay.
The only restricted use chemical in our industry now, Ms. Cochran, is chlorpicrin and Vicane gas fluoride, which is used for tent fumigation on residents. And my company, we do not do tent fumigation. And when we do pest control work, on the interiors, I use a lot of baits and gels. And on the exteriors, as much as possible, granules. I try not to use, my whole philosophy is, if I don't have to use chemicals, I won't. I mean, to me, you know, my company, my technicians, we've been certified, trained in integrated pest management. Basically, what it means is, you know, we look at the situation. If we can do modifications to the structures, cracks, crevices, clogging them up, and things like that, then fine. If we have to use chemicals, I will use baits first, and then pesticide, you know, liquid or whatever, aerosols and things like that. But we try to be very, very safe.
Thank you, Mr. Edlau. And one follow-up, Chair. Thank you. And so I thank you for, you know, and there's never been a question in regards to people being properly trained in the usage of any type of pesticide. But you mentioned that you will notify people who want to be notified. So how does a person, I mean, if you don't know that you're going to be sprayed ahead or whatever, affected, then how do you let yourself know that you want to be notified?
If I get a call, from a client, and they say, well, I really am sensitive to chemicals, and but I have a problem. What are you going to do? Then I'll discuss the options, and then if we move forward, and then I'll ask her, if she would like to be put on, because I may not be there the next time. She may call another company, and the other company may just come out there and just start spraying all over the place. But if she's on our list, she has to be on our list. Then we'll put her on the list, and this is distributed to all pest control operators in the association in the state of Hawaii. And this is something our association did by ourselves. If there are people, right now, if there's anybody that wants to be on this list on Maui County, give me a call. Talk to me. I'll put you on the list. That's not a problem. All I need is a name, address, and phone number, and this will be distributed to all our members. And every year we have this out, and we post it right up in our office. And whenever we do pest control, we kind of look at this list, same address, then, we know we need to notify that person that we're going to be in the area. Maybe not necessarily at her house or their house, but in close proximity.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Edlau. Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions for Mr. Edlau? Having none, thank you very much for your thoughts.
And Kuni Fachoy.
Kuni Fachoy. Stephen West, please, next.